Welcome to this orientation session from International Student Support. We're your team for non-academic advice and guidance during your time at the university. And during this session, we're going to introduce you to the support offered by our team and also provide you with some essential information. So these topics will include healthcare, bank accounts, safety, and culture shock. The International Student Support Team provides support for living and studying in the UK. If you ever need our advice during your time at DMU, you can email us on iss@dmu.ac.uk, or you can speak to us at our advice drop-in on campus, which happens every week during term, or via an online Teams appointment. And you can find the details for our advice drop-in and you can book appointments via My Gateway. And the website is just on the screen there. It's my-gateway.dmu.ac.uk. You can also use the advice we provide on our website. If you have a phone and you're watching this on a second screen, you can scan the QR code. Otherwise, have a look in the description on this video and you can find a link to our website. We also have really detailed information on lots of different aspects of living and studying in the UK in our International Student Guide. It's a very detailed resource, so we strongly recommend that you download it and have a read. Again, you can scan the QR code or follow the link in the description. Alongside providing advice and support, we also provide social opportunities and travel experiences. So Explore UK is our day trip programme where we provide day trips to different locations in the UK, which include London, Liverpool, Oxford, Brighton, Cambridge, Manchester. We've visited many places in the UK and our trips are really popular for international students. We will email students with information when we have a trip coming up, and we encourage you to book your place as soon as possible because they sell out really quickly. Again, scan the QR code or follow the link in the description. We also provide a regular on-campus social event called Global Social. It's free to attend and it includes activities and games. So previous events have included arts and crafts, quizzes, bingo, different games, table tennis, and sometimes we collaborate with other teams at the university and student societies. So yeah, you can find upcoming events on My Gateway, my-gateway.dmu.ac.uk. Another fun experience we provide is the iBuddies program, which is a befriending scheme for new international students. And during this scheme, we match you up with other new and existing students at the university based on your hobbies and interests. It's a great way to make lasting friendships and to meet other new students and people who are already experienced in living and studying in the UK. So sign up for this via the QR code or the link in the description. And if you're interested in the social events that we have going on at DMU, I advise you to have a look at our Instagram page at DMUISS because we always post pictures of the events we run. So if you're not sure whether you want to get involved, just have a look at our Instagram and see whether you are interested in the stuff we've been doing. Here's a quick tutorial of how to use the My Gateway platform. I'm filtering for the event type of international student support, and there you can see I have a range of different events showing up, so global social, but also the advice drop-in. So My Gateway contains lots of information about what's happening at the university, so definitely go and have a look at that. Healthcare. If you have paid the immigration health surcharge as part of your student visa application, you will now have access to the National Health Service in the UK, which is more commonly known as the NHS. This is the publicly funded health service, which encompasses a range of services from hospitals and pharmacies to family doctors and sexual health clinics. All kinds of healthcare needs are covered by the NHS, and it's free to use at the point of contact. In the UK, family doctors are known as GPs or general practitioners. GPs are the main point of contact for healthcare in the UK because they treat a wide range of common illnesses. If you need specialist help, they can also refer you to a hospital or other medical services. But the GP is the person that you are most likely to visit if you have any health issues. And this means that you should register with a GP as soon as possible. Because you cannot actually visit a GP until you have registered, it's really important that you do this. Because, like I said, they are the most common person that you will visit if you need medical help. So please do this. It's free to register. Many students at DMU choose to register with de Montfort surgery because it is a GP surgery that is located on campus, so often it's closest to where you might be living. However, you can use the NHS website to search for the GP surgery that is closest to your home, and the web address is just on the screen. You want to pick the surgery that is within your area so that if you are ill, you can easily visit them. Each different GP surgery has different methods about how to make appointments, so we encourage you to have a look on their website to work out the best way of making an appointment with your chosen practice. When you visit a GP, you may receive a prescription for some medicine. If you receive a prescription, you should wait around 24 hours before going to your pharmacy to collect your prescription. Most pharmacies do not need any documentation for you to collect a prescription. You simply walk in and you give them your name, your date of birth, and your address, and they can find your prescription on their online system. It's free to visit a GP in the UK and to have a GP appointment, but you do still have to pay a charge every time you collect a prescription. And the charge is £9.90 per item. It doesn't matter what the medicine is, it's still £9.90. Sometimes you don't actually need a prescription to get medicine, especially for minor illnesses. For example, you can go to a supermarket like Tesco to get painkillers, cold and flu medicine, first aid equipment, or digestive health aids. So this means you can treat yourself and treat common illnesses without actually visiting a GP. Some simple medications can also be bought directly from a pharmacy with the supervision of a pharmacist. So if you need something that's not available at the supermarket, You can visit a pharmacy like Boots to get medicines like eye drops or emergency contraception, and the pharmacist will be able to assess you within the pharmacy and provide you with that. If they're unable to help you, they would direct you to your GP may refer you to a specialist at the hospital if they can't treat you for your illness at the GP surgery. So you may be referred to the Leicester Royal Infirmary, which is located near DMU. You should also visit the hospital if you are experiencing a life-threatening emergency. A&E stands for Accident and Emergency, and this is a hospital department that you should visit if you are experiencing issues such as choking, chest pain, blood loss, or other emergencies which are life-threatening. You can walk into A&E if you live nearby, or you can ring an ambulance to take you to A&E by calling 999. So 999 is the UK's emergency number. You should ring this for urgent and immediate help, but again, only ring this number if you are in a life-threatening emergency. If you're unwell and you need urgent help, but it's not a life-threatening emergency, you can call 111 instead, and you'll be given some advice and guidance on how to proceed over the phone. You can call 111 at any time of day. Again, as you can see on this graph, if you have a common illness that might include vomiting or stomachache, you can go to your GP. And if you have an even more common illness, such as a cough or a headache, you can just go to your pharmacy. So there's different ways to access healthcare in the UK. Make sure you take the appropriate route based on the urgency of the situation. If you are unsure which service you should use, I strongly recommend visiting the NHS website, and that's www.nhs.uk. You can assess a range of symptoms and medicines and services and find all the information you need. Here's a quick tutorial on how to use the NHS website. You can click on Health and find the illness you're experiencing, for example, the common cold. And the NHS website will tell you the symptoms you might be experiencing and what action to take. For example, it says to treat your cold at home without seeing a GP. It tells you you can visit a pharmacist if you need cough and cold medicines. And it tells you when you should see a GP. For example, if you have a really high temperature. So yeah, the NHS website is a really useful source of information if you're unsure what service to use. Bank accounts. At DMU, we don't recommend any particular bank account. You should shop around and choose the account that fits your needs. So things you might want to consider are whether there are any charges involved when you open an account or keep an account, and whether the account is open to you as an international student. But you'll be able to find this information on all the different websites that you find. When you open an account, you may need the following information: your passport, a bank letter, and proof of address. So the bank letter is a document that you can download from your MyDMU app. You'll need to have registered as a student before you can download this. And usually you can open an account online, but you might need to attend an in-person meeting. And whilst your account might be accessible immediately, your ATM card might arrive later by post. To keep your money secure, we recommend you to tell your bank if you change address. Keep your bank statements. Be careful when using an ATM, as sometimes people may stay near ATMs to attempt to steal money that you take out or to steal your bank card details. We do not recommend carrying or storing large amounts of cash at home, as theft can and does happen in the UK. Please be alert to fraud and scams when you're in the UK. A common mode used by fraudsters is authority or a trusted voice. So a fraudster may call you pretending to be the Home Office or the police or your bank or your embassy, and they might ask you for money. A common scam is where someone claims to be the Home Office and says that you need to pay or you will be deported from the UK. But please be aware that the Home Office will never contact you to pay money over the phone. Other common strategies used by scammers include emotion. So a scammer might make you feel fearful or hopeful or curious. They might offer you a job and say that you just need to pay a deposit before you get this job. They might also use false urgency, so they might say that you have a limited time to respond, and if you don't pay immediately, something bad will happen. But please just remember, if anyone asks for your personal information or bank information, or asks you to make a payment, stop and think. You should not be giving away this information unless you're absolutely certain that it's okay to do so. If you have any concerns or suspect you might be scammed, please email me on iss@dmu.ac.uk or visit the website actionfraud.police.uk for information on scams. This website is also the place where you can report scams if you do become a victim. Safety. To protect your home and your possessions from theft, we recommend you to lock your doors and windows when you leave the house. This sounds like common knowledge or common sense, but it's something really important to remember. Always be aware of your surroundings when you're using a mobile phone in public, because in the UK there have been incidents of people stealing phones out of people's hands, often by travelling past you quickly on a bike or a motorbike and just grabbing it as they go by. When you're on campus, make sure you do not leave your possessions in public places unattended, for example, on library tables or in other university buildings, because these buildings are often open to the public, so you never know who's going to come by and take advantage of all the technology left lying out in the open. If you have been out for the evening and you are walking home, please do not walk home alone at night. Make sure you stay with friends and also take safe routes home. So, for example, it might be safer to walk on a busy street with lots of lighting rather than through a dark park or somewhere without any street lights. So make sure you stay with friends and you have a lot of visibility so you can make sure that no one is following you or waiting to take advantage of you walking home. We recommend leaving your passport at home when you go out and using an alternative form of ID. If you want to purchase alcohol, it can be tempting to take your passport to prove you're over 18, but remember you need your passport if you want to leave the UK. We wouldn't like you to lose your passport because this will cause all kinds of problems. It will be really hard for you to go and visit your family and things like that. So please leave your passport at home. If you need to prove you're 18, consider applying for a totem card instead or some other form of ID that is less valuable than a passport. If you have any issues with safety during your time at DMU or on campus, we have a 24/7 campus security team who can assist you anytime. Please record this number, add it to your contacts in your phone. You can call campus security if you ever feel uncomfortable or unsafe, and they can assist you. If you need to contact the police, you can also call 999 for emergency support if you're in immediate danger. Culture shock. So during your first weeks at DMU, you may experience culture shock. And this is the feeling of disorientation experienced by someone in an unfamiliar culture. So, although when you arrive, we hope you feel really excited and happy and you're enjoying exploring your new surroundings, after a while you may start to feel a little bit homesick or a little bit more nervous or uneasy. And although that's not the most pleasant or comfortable feeling, we just want you to understand that this is completely normal. Almost every other international student will experience this too. It's very difficult to move to a new country. We completely understand that. So we just want to reassure you that although you may feel like this, it's more common that eventually these feelings will subside and you'll start to feel comfortable and happy in your new surroundings as you get used to the new home that you have. We have a few suggestions on ways to help yourself if you are experiencing culture shock. So Leicester is a very diverse city. We have loads of international food stores. So we encourage you to explore these food stores and to cook yourself some familiar food that reminds you of home. You may also want to join societies and events. So DSU is the De Montfort Students' Union. It's a student-led organisation which hosts lots of fun events and also has student societies. So, for example, if you want to meet other students from the same nationality or the same country as you can go and join a student society that is based on your nationality. For example, there's a Filipino society, and there's all other kinds of societies based on interests as well. For example, gaming or art. So just explore which ones are available. We also encourage you to get active or go outdoors. DMU has really, really good sports facilities. So if you search for DMU Sports, you can find all the different clubs and teams they have. You don't have to be good at sport, they've got casual teams as well. So we really encourage you to explore what's available there. And finally, just give yourself some time because, as I said, almost every other international student will also be experiencing this. It's completely normal, and with time, this feeling will pass and you'll start to feel much more comfortable and at home in the UK. If you find you're really struggling with culture shock and you're struggling to feel like yourself or you're really missing home, please email us or come and talk to us. We're here to help. So our details are on the screen. You've got our email address. You can make appointments with us. And you can also have a look at some of the advice we have in our international student guide. We've got all different advice on things like making friends, finding a job, things like that. So have a look at that too. We're not the only support team available. We also have a wide range of other teams at DMU. For example, we have support on money and budgeting. We have well-being and disability support, careers advice, academic support, support for hate crimes or sexual harassment or domestic abuse. We also have visa and immigration advice. Have a look at the following website. It's dmu.ac.uk/current-students/student-support for all the different teams we have at the university. Thank you for watching this presentation. We wish you the best for your first term at DMU and throughout the course of your studies. And if you take anything away from this presentation, it's just that if you need any help, please just email us. Even if we're not the right team, we'll point you to someone who can help you. So yes, we hope you're excited to start your term and we hope this presentation was helpful. Thank you.